All right, thank you very much once again for joining us on the program Issues of the Moment. Yes, Nigerians are currently getting set for another round of elections. You ask me which elections? It's not the general elections. The general elections were held. The general election was held in February, March this year, and of course, all across the country, the election petitions tribunals are still sitting. The appeal court, so to say, is still speaking to look at the decision that came at the election petitions tribunal. But this time around, we are going into what is known as the off-season elections. Well, it's called off-season because it is not the same time with the rest of the general election in Nigeria. Why do we have off-season elections? It is due to court judgment, and by the time it is finally settled, the person that wins the election will now start a new tenure, which will not be the same time with the rest of Nigerians. And that is why we have off-season elections in some states in Nigeria. 3 states are the focus right now because come this Saturday, off-season elections will be going on in 3 states in Nigeria, and those are Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo State. So, what are the expectations of Nigerians concerning the off-season elections? So today, our topic is off-season election and the expectation of Nigerians. And my guest is already with us in the studio. We will be having some guests on the telephone. Will be joining us on the program. But right now in the studio, we have with us the chairman, Nigerians for Bold Action, Dr. Olayinka Ayinde. Dr. Ayinde, you're welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you very much for having me.
All right, Nigerians are about to take some bold decisions actually this weekend.
Yeah,
and you say Nigerians for bold action.
Yes.
So now, when it comes to elections in Nigeria, a lot of people have said Nigerians have not really been taking bold action because we've been having a lot of apathy in elections in Nigeria. What do you say to this?
Yes, the issue of election in Nigeria. Let's congratulate Nigeria first, because at least the way we used to have our election is not the way we're having it now. The way we used to have it was what actually led to these off-season elections that we're having. But now, whether we like it or not, at least we are maturing. And what was happening before cannot happen again. Like this election that is coming now, the apathy that is associated with Nigerian election is as a result of people not actually getting what they expected. Somebody will vote A, B will enter, all those kind of things. So that frustrations. And the politicians, the players are not also helping the matter, because when you win or lose election, all you need to know is that to persuade your supporters, say, look, I've contested, I've lost, there's still another time for me to still come. So our time will come. So persuade them so that they will still have faith in you to come back. That's democracy. Democracy is not that you must win when you just come out. No, it has a process. And in a situation whereby somebody is having more than 50% of the total population, total vote cast, and somebody is having 40-something vote cast, you will know that the quantity of losers, those who voted to the oppositions, they are stronger, they are heavy. So they need to be persuaded, they need to be carried along again for the further elections. Our players are not helping issue on those areas, and that is why the apathy is like a setting in. And the elites are not also helping. The masses that are voting, majority of them are not elites. And we are the one that even confusing the non-elites not to come out on the elections. Because the bandwagon of what we have, or we have on this, the masses, is that every 4 years they are selling their vote, they are doing this, they are doing all those whatever. But these masses that we are talking about, they are not seeing it this way, because that 4 years is like even disturbance to their daily life, because they have to sacrifice that full day for that election, and they are the one is electing our leaders for us. The elites that are comfortable, that are supposed to be in the front, while these people will be following them, giving them guidance. giving them this is how it should be, this is who you should vote. We are not there. It's either we are interpreting, reading newspaper, doing all those kind of things. How will you not? How will you now say these people that you've been disturbed for their daily bread on that same day should not just take something to fill in that gap of that day? So we may not be able to control that.
Now, when you were talking, you talk about politicians who lose the election being able to tell the people that there's another day, there's another time, we can still begin some other time. But what we've witnessed most of the time in Nigeria is that after an election, the political activities seem to die. Only maybe a pocket of opposition party will be talking, others will just go to sleep. And when it's almost another election, we start hearing 38 political parties. Why do we have this kind of situation?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing that we are saying. The elites. Because it's we who are the elites now. The moment we see that we cannot get what we target, and we will not know that to get it in next 4 years need preparations, need planning. You must put people in positions. You must arrange things that will make things work, establish structures, contact people, engage people continually. Once that thing is taking place, people will know that, oh, this person is there. But the moment you finish an election, maybe you lose, you disappear. Because the mindset is that, oh, it's money. And you will now calculate it that it will just be like some weeks or some months, maybe primary, all those kind of things coming before you now start coming. It's like disturbance into the life of the masses. And these are the people that are voting and they are electing the people into power. So when the elites become conscious, and when the elites also start participating fully in this politics of a team, things will begin to change. The masses that we are tagging that they are this, they are doing that, nobody is leading them. We're supposed to provide that leadership for them. How many of us knows our polling unit? How many of us know our ward? We begin to know this thing when we want to contest election. You now go back to your local government and they say, no, this is your ward. They will now start taking you to go and meet one leader here, meet another leader here, meet another leader there. The elites are supposed to know from beginning. A typical Nigerian that has gone to university, acquired every knowledge or whatever, is only thinking about Nigeria. He did not know his polling unit. Majority did not know his local government. Majority did not know their wards. So they will not be struggling to know what and what. No, that is not how election is done. It's supposed to be from the grassroots. And it's we, the elite, it's our duty to let these people know. These people that are doing all these elections, they are there. They are always there. And they are having their meeting every day. But nobody to provide direction where they should follow.
All right, we are going to zero into the off-season elections which are coming up this weekend in 3 states of Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo State. And I've been told that right now we are moving over to Imo to link up with some of the people on the ground. Chimankpa Ayankpam, I believe, is on the line. Hello, Chimankpam.
Yeah, good evening.
All right, welcome to the program Issues of the Moment.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, the Imo State election is coming up this Saturday, and I've been told you are on the ground over there. So what really is happening right now?
Today, I am the spokesman of the Labour Party here in Owerri. We just had our last beat grand finale of the campaign here in Owerri. So what's going on is that a lot of parties are putting finishing touches to their campaign, and they're reeling out their campaign promises, and they're making sure that they cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
All right, that is Chimankpa Ayankpam, spokesman of the Labour Party in Imo State. Incidentally, he made a lot of allegations which we are not able to bring the state government to defend right now, but we can assure you that we also before the election or thereabout, we try and see if we can get the state government to react to some of these issues. Now, Engineer, you heard what he said about the forthcoming election in Imo State. As you were listening to him, what was going through your mind?
It's always like that. This period is just about 2 or 3 days to election, so there must be tense in the air. So, and it depends on which mouth you are listening to. So if you listen to PDP now, it will give you assurance 100% that they are going to win, and nothing can stop them from winning. If you ask APC will say the same thing. But as at this moment now, from experience, majority have already decided where they are going today. They are just waiting for the materials and all those other things to come to exercise their right on that same day. And as I'm saying to you, as I earlier said, it is these same people, the masses, that will determine who will win this election. And they have already made up their mind. The very few ones that are wavering, that may decide on that day, those ones are what all these noises is either will help them or consolidate on them. But majority, more than 60 to 70% of voters that will come out on that Saturday, they have already decided where they are going to vote to. And that is just the atmosphere. But now, you will see, by Thursday or thereabout, there must be no campaign again. Even all this thing that is saying in the air, you must not say it again. So, as at that time, deployment of the material to the polling unit and all those kind of things, that's what will be seen. And it's now the duty of the media to now begin to educate the masses, those who want to vote, to do the right thing on that day. Election of a thing, power plays must be there. People must make noise. People must, there are so many things that is involved. It involves a lot of energy. It involves a lot of sacrifice. It is all of people's attentions, all those kind of things. So you are putting emotions into actions, and it's only one day, one vote, one man, one vote on that day. So if you are listening to parties' views now, it will be as diverse as the total number of parties that we are having. Even the parties that everybody knows that has no vote on that day will tell you that he's going to win. He has everything on board. He has all his people on the ground and all those kind of things now, because what the masses need is assurance that on that day there will be vote. I can give you that assurance. There will be vote. People will vote on Saturday.
And one thing the masses also want to, be given assurance about is that of their security of their life, security of their property, their security as they go out to vote on that day.
And the election day must be sacrosanct. It must come. So it will always be like that. It will be like, there will be no state again. Tomorrow, the Saturday. Even some days to election. Maybe hearing gunshots, all those kind of things is to scare. But the players know how to play it. They don't mind them. Don't mind them. Come out your vote will count. They don't want you to come out. So all players will continue meeting their people. The election will come out on that day.
Now you say it's basically to scare, but we've had situations where violence actually erupts on election days, snatching of ballot boxes, people being maimed, people being killed, and so on and so forth. How can we get out of this cycle of violence and electoral malfeasance that we have during elections?
Well, that one, it's only God that can take charge of that, because when it comes to crisis on the election day, you cannot even predict where it may come. The face it will carry, the manner it will come, how it's going to be, is the election condition in Nigeria is a permanent condition of uncertainties. You can't predict it. But what matters is that on the day, government give assurance, let people have that confidence to come out. Once you have that confidence to come out, and the majority of the people that are doing this, performing these civic duties, they don't need to travel far. The polling unit is nearby, where they can just trek to and have their vote cast. But the only thing is that within that period, when they will be on queue, when they will be doing it, would there be any disturbance? Would there be anybody coming out to disturb them? Those are the things that can scare. And just as I said earlier, if party A, party B, party C, they all have their agents, they have their people. Everybody will control his people. Come out. Nobody will shake you.
Now, you talk a lot about the players cooperating well now.
Politicians.
The politicians. Now, Stephen Oyedele he mentioned the issue of the withdrawal certificates of returns. Looking at the mobilization towards the last election, which made a lot of Nigerians interested, and what has played out at the various election petition tribunals and appeal courts, where some people's election have been annulled, many of the senators, all the three major political parties have lost some people here and there. People's certificate of return being withdrawn, some were reinstated at the appeal court, and so on and so forth. People have been saying that, why is it that we're having so many errors arising from the election based on what we are seeing at the election petition tribunal? Can we have a situation in which we can have, if not a perfect election, a near perfect one?
That will only come if whatever INEC declare is final. And we are talking about democracy. Democracy is not like a school system, whereby whatever lecturer gave a student is final. Democracy gives voice to everybody. If it were to be democracy that we are using in schools, there will be chaos. To get your certificate will be very, very difficult out of school system. That's one of the weaknesses of democracy. But it's also the strength of democracy, because it gives you the opportunity to express yourself, even if you don't have the will to be on top of the game. But it will give you the opportunity to express yourself. So you will see that in the game of democracy now, the politician must play their own set. The security people will play. The umpire will play. The masses that will come and vote on that day too will play their own roles. The judiciary also, they will have their own role too, because there must be complaint. There must be, I'm not satisfied, I'm not okay, I cannot see this thing clear, the result is not okay, there must be a process of correcting all those things. And that is the beauty of democracy. It gives you that opportunity to pass through all the necessary processes. And all these things is just part of the thing that is fine-tuning the democracy. You will see that the number of certificates being withdrawn or this, whatever, is reducing. Unlike before, that even if you look at the faces of our election generally, it's becoming relatively clearer. Okay, why is it that this year election, the turnout is just about 28%, whereas 1999 election is having more number of voters than now? Does it mean that we are reducing in population?
Well, some people are of the opinion that there is apathy because people have not gotten the dividend of democracy.
They may have that as they say it's apathy. Yes, there is apathy, but who are responsible for this apathy? Because the very few people that are doing this, the same set of people that are coming out to vote are the same set of people that have been voting. If you see a particular voter in a local government or whatever, ask him how many times he has voted. He will tell you that he has been voting since 1999. Huh? Some have that experience of voting since election has started in Nigeria. But come to those of us who are elites here, majority of us have not even voted once. But we know we are silently waiting for when we will have opportunity of going to that side and say we want to contest. So those are but the beauty of democracy is that at least it's giving everybody that access to express himself. In fact, democracy is just even if you don't have your will, you have your say. So having say is the beauty of democracy. All these things that we are seeing in form of ups and downs in politics, they are the beauty of democracy. And that was the area where I was saying that if the players see it this way, so I've contested and I've exercised all the tools that I must use. I've gone to court. The court has passed the judgment or whatever. Yes, there's another opportunity for me. I can still come back. So my people, look, we have done this. We have done our best. Our best is not enough today. This time around, we will come back. Still continue to remain with me, And by the time opportunity comes again, we'll try our best again. With that, the number of voters will be increasing gradually. And another fact that is causing all this thing, this local government election that is not more taking place in Nigeria is also affecting it. Because it's the local government election that is closer to the people. It's the local government election that used to have the maximum number of voters, because it is from the ward that people will come out to vote. So this apathy of a thing that we are talking about, if my guy is not contesting, why should I waste my time to come out and vote? But if it is councillor is closer. That person that has never voted before in his life will come out and vote because he knows him physically. So that election, that local government election that has not been taking place in Nigeria, is actually contributing to this apathy in most of the time of election period in Nigeria.
All right, as we move towards the off-season election this weekend in 3 states of Nigeria, what would be your advice? Number one, to the electoral umpire. Number two, to the political class. And number three, to the security arms.
Well, my candid advice for the players, I will first of all talk to the players. The players should see it as game. And in every game, there must be a winner and there must be a loser. But going into playing the game, every player goes there with the mindset of winning. Yes, nobody will want to participate in an election that is very sure of losing. Once you come out, the hope is that, yes, I can become, and I have confidence to become. But don't see it as do or die. Do and survive for another time to come. If you are doing it for survival, that is, you will fight and run away, leave the fight to fight another day. So that's how it should be. Not that you fight to finish, I must die there. No, that is not the game. Democracy is the game that you play. If you win, you enjoy it. If you lose, you bear the pain. It's painful to lose election, very painful. And it's also sweet to win election. But if the person that lost did not participate, the winning will not be sweet for winner. So if we see it that way, both the players and whatever, you will know that, yes, I've done my best and I'm okay and I can still come back. That will always be another time. For the INEC is an institution. Whoever that is taking up the responsibility, that is wearing that badge of INEC on Saturday election, please see it as your service to this country. See it as your own little contribution to the development of our democracy. Be fair and be consistent with your something. So because these people that are coming out to vote, these people that are coming out to exercise their something, they need that kind of assurance and hope that even if what we come out to do today is not giving us the desired result, one day will be one day. Ours will also come to fruition. So INEC should be very fair. When we say INEC is an institution, but it's human being that will carry this, they wear this gun on that day. Be human, serve this country faithfully, honestly. Let them speak well. INEC, they did their own best today. It's only we that is having the issues. And security on that day, welfare, security is the major responsibility of the government. Once the people are afraid of even standing on their feet on that day, it means a failure from the government side. But you as a security, you are the heights of the government. So take charge. Give people on that day the confidence that election today is going to hold and is going to favor whoever has worked faithfully for it. So I appeal to the security people to be fair and make sure that they are firm in taking decisions. Because the people they are going to be dealing with on that day, they are people full of emotions. So they should know how to balance it up and make sure that that day there will be election, that day people come out to vote peacefully, and to the barest minimum there should be no violence. Thank you very much.
All right, just before we go, I also want you to give your advice to the electorate themselves, people who are coming to vote, particularly the youths.
Yes, the youths. Please, I will personally appeal to the youths because majority of Nigerian youths, they are misinformed. Majority are even disinformed. And once you are being misinformed or disinformed, you are vulnerable to violence. And in fact, most of the violence that we are witnessing in our environment now is as a result of being of misinformations of the part of our youth. They are not being given the right information. They are feeding them the bad news about even their existence. So what I will say to the youth is, you are the younger generation of this country. The future of this country belongs to you. Whoever that has spent 50 years and above in this life is having by far lesser year to spend. You that you are just coming, this country belongs to you more than even the incumbent president. So whatever you want to do today, make sure you do it. Do it on the election. Whatever you want to do on the election day, do with all consciousness. Do it with full awareness that whatever comes to play on the day of election is your responsibility. If you put in bad person there today, that bad person is dead because of you. If you put in the person that is good today, the person that is there is because of you. So once you have that sense as younger generations of this country, the country will begin to change gradually. Let's talk to ourselves that we can change this country for better. And that power belongs to the youth. The energies belong to the youth. The forces to bring that positive result we need to drive this country belongs to the youth.
Okay.
So I appeal to the youth. Please take charge. Talk well to yourself and make sure that your decision on Saturday will be the decision that will be in favor of your state, be it in Imo, be it in Kogi State or Bayelsa. Please make sure your decision on Saturday is firm.
Okay.
And I can say that government will protect you, and on that day you will have that opportunity to exercise your duty on that day.
All right,
please,
thank you very much.
wake up. Please.
Okay, thank you. Well, with that, we come to the end of Issues of Debate for today, where we look at all-season elections and the expectations of Nigerians. Our guest has been Dr. Olayinka Ayinde, Chairman Nigerians for Bold Action and member APC. Thank you once again for being with us on the program.
So I'm very glad to be here. Thank you.
All right, the studio manager this evening has been Samnan Lubis. Many thanks to the engineering crew of Abuchi Mwawe and Adefemi Muko. Ngozi Egbulefu has on the program. On behalf of the lead producer, Isaac Barry, and producers Abinali Chiamaka Afami Fula, my name is Salem Akindele Rock. Thank you for being there. Join us next week Tuesday, same time for another edition of the program. Until then, stay safe and bye for now.